Thank you, Madam Chair Norton, and Ranking Member Davis for holding this committee meeting and the witnesses for being here today. Recently, the American Transportation Research Institute found that highway congestion is negatively impacting our economy by staggering numbers. According to the study, congestion on our nation's highways costs the trucking industry $74 billion, which has the same impact as if 425 truck drivers sat idle for an entire year. The Texas A&M Transportation Institute produced a study that shows in 2017, Americans lost a total of 8.8 billion hours of productivity due to congestion. Over 1.2 billion hours of lost productivity were attributed to the trucking industry alone. As the crossroads of America, my home state, Indiana, is home to 3 of the country's worst bottlenecks, with the 11th worst choke point at I-65 and I-80, which I'm sure many truckers know very well. Today, we have heard about the benefits of share riding technology, toll roads, HOV, or express lanes. Mr. Hawkins, as a fellow trucker for many, many years, and frankly all my life, I was particularly interested in your testimony. I wish this hearing and more of the industry would highlight, include, and consider the benefits of truck-only lanes or critical commerce corridors to physically separate cars and trucks in congested areas, or the 17% of the system, as you mentioned. CCCs utilize the existing interstate for truck lanes, which are constructed with increased pavement depths, reducing the amount of repairs that have to be done. Passenger traffic would be rewarded with new roadways in the right-of-way, which require thinner pavements and cost less to build. Truck traffic would benefit from dedicated lanes where predictability of shipments would be greatly enhanced, with the potential for drafting and platooning, not to mention the safety separating the cars and the trucks. There is a growing interest in finding creative ways to pay for CCCs, including a diesel tax increase that would be dedicated to truck lanes. I am aware that truckers already pay more than any other entity using our highways. Mr. Hawkins, have you or the American Trucking Association considered utilizing CCCs? And if we were able to wall off these funds and dedicate them exclusively to CCCs, would the ATA consider supporting this option?
Congressman, and our distribution center in Indianapolis is one of our largest in the nation, and I agree, it's a critical point just from your home state. But overall, when we think about trucking and also its impact on Americans, I think it's important to protect that. Through the Highway Trust Fund and the recommendations we've made, I'm not an expert on all infrastructure in the United States or the appropriate way to fund that. The points I've tried to make, and me taking a day away from running the 5th largest trucking company in the United States to be here, was all about that, to just increase awareness, but also to make a plea that action needs to be imminent on these subjects to protect our overall economy across the United States. So to answer your question, certainly I'm a fan of any opportunity for us to make sure that 71% of our nation's goods and the delivery mechanisms for those goods are protected over a long period of time. And I think just what you've talked about would accommodate that. I do realize that we have to work across all aisles to make sure that what we do is not just good for truckers, that it's good for the environment and good for the country overall. But at the end of the day, I think solutions like that would help move us down the road.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Just a few seconds left. Anyone have a comment about that? No? Madam Chair, I yield my time.